Hey guys, it's Trish. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to wrap a briolette. If that's something you'd like to see, then stick around. Hey guys, okay, so today we're going to wrap a briolette. And if you've never heard of a briolette, they are actually little teardrop type beads that are drilled side to side. And you can see here, let me pull this one up here first. You can see the shape of it, and then it's drilled side to side through that way, and you can see where the hole goes. So basically there's a technique, and since it comes up here to a point, there's a technique to wrapping them. There's a little bit of finesse, a little trick, to do them, but they usually come out so pretty. Here's a few that I've wrapped myself. This is with a little bit of rose gold wire, although today we'll be using regular gold. But you can see it just gives you that little bundle at the top and then a nice loop to attach it however you would like to. And for myself personally, I like to use 24 gauge. If you have a bigger briolette, you may be able to do like a 22, but I wouldn't go up any higher than that. You really need to have the flexibility and the ease with a wire. So you're going to want something a little thinner because you do not want to crack your briolette. As you can see, there's just a small area, and I do apologize for my nails, guys. A small area at the top to wrap, and that you don't want to use a thick wire. It'll crack right up through that. So okay guys, let's give her a try, and I'll give you some hints here along the way. So basically, to tell you how much wire I take is probably way too much. This is going to be about 20 inches. No way are we going to need that for one, just to wrap one. But I'd rather have more than less. You'll hear me say that a lot. So what you're going to do, like I said, I trimmed about 20 inches. I'm going to be using of course, my flush cutters, my tweezer pliers, my round nose, and my straightener if I need it. I don't think I'm going to need it today because I can just take my hands and just run it down and just kind of straighten it up. And that's all I need to do. Okay, so we're going to take this briolette, and you can see where the hole goes. I'm going to take my wire straight through that hole to begin with. And I'm going to give myself a decent amount on the other side. Enough that I can certainly play with if need be. Okay, so that I've given myself about 4 inches on the other side. Again, I'm better safe than sorry. Use more wire than less. So when we get to this point, we've got about 4 inches on one side, and we've got the remaining wire on the other side of it, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to start, I usually hold the bottom of the briolette, hold it like this, and I push that one wire vertically, and then the other wire vertically. And then what you're going to do, once those are pulled up vertically, you're going to give them a cross. You're going to cross them. You want to make sure when you do this that you leave yourself some air between that bead and that cross and that wire, because that is what's going to keep you from busting through your briolette, and you do not want to do these. These are some really beautiful check glass ones, but Swarovski makes a lot of beautiful briolettes, and you do not want to ruin them. So you leave that little bit of air there. And I will take my tweezer nose pliers, but you can, of course, just use a chain nose. I'm going to turn this on its side so I can see that loop straight up at me, okay? And I see I've got some air. I'm going to let myself just a little tiny bit more. And I'm going to take my chain nose or tweezer nose pliers straight across the top of that bead and to the top of that area of space. You see where I mean? Right below where that cross is, okay? And I'm going to hold that. You're going to want to make sure, I've actually skipped a step, guys. Let me just tell you what you want to do before you apply those pliers there. Once you get that air, you're going to want to take one side of the wire, put your chain nose in, and you're going to want to bend it vertically. Okay, see how that is? And then the other side of the wire that crosses behind, you're going to want to give it a quick bend to make it more horizontal. And I bet you can see where we're going here, but that gives you a better idea. So don't forget to bend one vertical, bend one horizontal. That gives you a much easier wrap. So now we will go to grabbing that space, the top of that little triangle that we have made above that bead, straight across with our chain nose or tweezer pliers. Then I'm going to take this longest piece. The shorter piece ended up sticking up, which is just fine. That's more than enough area that I need. I'm going to take this longer piece and I'm going to give us a wrap around just to make sure I have everything secured there. Maybe even give us 2. Okay, so we have that. Then what I'm going to do, and if you've watched my previous video of making wrap loops, you'll know already how to do this. But if you have not, check out my making wrap loops video. I'll link it in the description. So once you get those 2 wraps around, you can see it's nice and secure in there now. You're going to make your wrap loop at the top. And what I will usually do is trim this little piece or the longer piece off on the side before I proceed with my wrap loop at the top. So we trimmed that little guy off, and so, or the longer guy. So now we have that 4-inch piece of wire sticking straight up. Okay. And it, you know, just like I always tell you guys, you know, there's many techniques for wrapping briolets, and you know, I may do it one way, another designer you watch may do it another way, and I'm just pressing that burr down just a little bit on that to make sure no one gets poked. Okay, so now once we have, excuse me, that wire sticking straight up from our briolet, we're just going to proceed with the wrap loop, as I said. So we'll take our tweezer no pliers, put them right above that looped area there, and hold. I want to make sure these sides are straight on this triangle before I go any further. Okay, good. And then you're going to make a horizontal bend with your pliers. You're going to remove your chain nose or your tweezer nose, and you're going to insert your round nose. To what point? It's up to you how big you want that loop to be. This is a very tiny bead, so I'll probably stick to about where I'm at there on the plier, just to give me a nice size loop. It's not going to be big, it's not going to be small, it's just going to be enough. So if you remember correctly about doing your wrap loop, you'll go into that L area, and then you're going to bring that wire over top, and then we're going to spin the round nose pliers, okay, and bring it across the bottom, okay. And then what we're going to do, remove those round nose, grab our loop with our chain nose or our tweezer nose, and then proceed to wrap. Now, I like to make a little nest like you saw in my other ones. I start by doing my regular wrap loop, and as I come down, then I go around on our triangle. And it's going to be the basic moves, the basic techniques of how you wrap your wrap loop, except you're wrapping around that triangular area. Now, don't go down too far, because then your briolet will not have any freedom, and it'll just be stiff, and it does not look nice when they have no movement. So here I am now. This is where I am, and I'm going to wrap just a little bit more, just to get us where I want us. And I want to make sure I have that movement in my briolet. I don't know if I can get away with one more or not. Let's try it. Yes, and we still have movement. So that is where I've gotten to with the wrap. So that was quite a few that we got, even for that little bead there, as you can see. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to finish that wrap, bring it around the back here. And I'm sorry if my fingers are in the way. And then I'm just going to flush cut that piece that's sticking out like we always do, and keep your finger on it so no one loses an eye. And then just push in the burr at the end, just to give it a nice, and if I can get it, we will certainly be in business. So no one gets scratched. if you're going to make these into a little pair of earrings or whatnot. And let me just grab it here. Now, it's kind of like going crooked, a little bit wonky at the tops. All you need to do is just give it those slight adjustments. Make sure you're straight. There. And there you go, guys. There you wrapped your first Briolette. You can see how easy it really is. And it gives such a pretty look. And it really presents the bead very nicely. So if you guys enjoyed that, please give me a thumbs up. If you're looking for the products that I've used in this video or any others, check down in my description box. And as always, if you'd like to subscribe, we'd love to have you. And thanks, guys, and have such a great day. Bye-bye.